Hello everybody, welcome to the WorldCast Systems factory where I am now in France. Behind me you can see the intuitive web interface, and here on the left you can see the demo Ecreso FM 10 kilowatt. Maybe you have seen that already at IBC or NAB show, but follow me, we are going now to the factory and I will present you the 10 kilowatt with a brand new batch of production. ESD double check. To access the factory we need to be grounded, so let's go. It's magic. Here we go. Welcome to the factory, guys. Follow me. So here we have in this part 6 power amplifiers. Each of them can provide 2.1 kilowatt. They are very powerful. In total it's more than 12 kilowatts of power. So they are also very redundant. The modules are high efficiency and also hot swappable, so you can remove them and insert them easily. Inside the amplifiers we have, of course, the palette with the MOSFET. So this is the design we currently use for the compact transmitters up to 2 kilowatts with a MOSFET of 1.2 kilowatt here, and it is a palette of 1 kilowatt. And this is the new design, the new planar design that we use now on the new 5 and 10 kilowatt transmitters. As you can see, many components have been removed, dramatically reducing the risk of failures, and also it improves the efficiency and the production, because we can have now much more easily the same specification, the same quality level for all the palettes with this design. A very important part of the Ecreso FM transmitter are the power supplies. So they are located at the bottom of the rack. We can remove this part so that you can see inside. Here we have the power distribution section, on which we have 2 redundant breakers. Each breaker will feed half of the power supply section. So if you have an issue with one of those power supplies, only one breaker will protect, but the other will still supply the system, and you will be able to broadcast at least with 5 kilowatt on air, which is very nice. Now, if we look more deeply at the power supplies, we have 6 power supplies here in standard, up to 8 as an option. And those power supplies are hot swappable, so very easy to maintain, replace on site. The power supplies are 3.5 kilowatt each. We have 6 of them here, so as you can understand, we have quite a big headroom here for redundancy purpose. That is why when you lose one power supply, you can still run 10 kilowatt. If you lose 2 of them, you can still run 8 kilo and 5 kilowatt if you remove 3 of them. So at the end, it's a very redundant solution. Okay, so let's put back the power supplies. And let's go to the next stage. So a few minutes before we talked about the 6 power amplifiers. The 6 power amplifiers are combined thanks to our rock solid and passive coupler. When we say passive, it means that there is no component in this coupler, and as you can see also there is no cable, meaning that we connect directly the amplifier to the coupler, and the coupler will also be directly connected to the dummy loads. The coupling loads that you can see on the next rack, which is here, are those modules. We have 2 modules here, and those modules include the coupling dummy loads, and those dummy loads are big enough to handle a full power unbalance at the amplifier stage. So the advantage is when you lose a MOSFET or an amplifier, usually the transmitter has to reduce the power in order to not have a too high temperature on the coupling loads. Here we design the loads to be strong enough and also with enough cooling inside to maintain the maximum possible power on air. That is why when you lose one amplifier, you still have at least 8 kW on air, and if you lose two amplifiers, two complete amplifiers, meaning 4 MOSFETs, you will have still 5 kW on air. So still at the back panel of the transmitter, let's have a look inside to see the cooling system. So if we have a look here at this configuration, we have the air inlet, which is at the bottom of the cabinet from the room, and the air is exhausted on the top of the cabinet, and you can connect here your air cooling system on the top. Other configurations also exist and are possible. You can have inlet from the top to the top, or from the bottom to the top, or from the bottom to the bottom. Any configuration is possible. Now, in terms of fans, they are redundant and hot swappable. So you can replace this module very easily without cable. And you can see two fans for the outlet, two fans for the inlet. They are also power supplied by redundant system. So each power supply will feed one inlet fan, one outlet fan. So if you lose the power supply, you still broadcast with full power. If you lose a fan, nothing happens. So you are fully redundant at this stage of the transmitter.